Hello guys and welcome to the channel. On today's video we'll be discussing about EQ in vocal. Basically, I believe this is one of the topics that people are still struggling to sort of grasp. On today's video I've decided to go in depth about how to EQ modern top 40 vocals, how to get them to cut through a dance mix. Let's get into the video.
मेरा रोमियो लैला मेरी असीरनी सब मेरी एक्स तेरा जा मेरा वीर छड़दा मैं जिन्नों लोकी ना देंदे जूलियट नजर करम जिते कहंदे ओनू हीरनी ओए ना मेरा रोमियो लैला मेरी असीरनी सब मेरी एक्स तेरा जा मेरा वीर छड़दा मैं जिन्नों लोकी ना देंदे जूलियट नजर करम जिते कहंदे
I'll quickly maybe open all the plugins I've got on it, but on today's video we'll be focusing more on just the EQ. First thing I got here is C vocal, which is basically a noise suppressor to get rid of the noise, followed by auto tune because most modern pop vocal now have got auto tune. Then the next one I've got here is a de-esser, then followed by the EQ, which is what we'll be looking into today. After that, I've also got this free plugin from Analog Obsession Fetish, which is 1176 emulation, followed by another free plugin from Slate Digital Fresh Air, then another de-esser. This one is just when I felt like the gain was a bit too low, so I added it. So I'm just gonna solo the vocal again and let's listen again.
ओए ना मेरा रोमियो लैला मेरी असीरनी सब मेरी एक्स तेरा जा मेरा वीर छड़दा मैं जिन्नों लोकी ना देंदे जूलियट नजर करम जिते कहंदे ओनू हीरनी ओए ना मेरा रोमियो लैला मेरी असीरनी सब मेरी एक्स तेरा जा मेरा वीर छड़दा मैं जिन्नों लोकी ना देंदे जूलियट.
Most top 40 vocals, where they concentrate is between 10k down to 8k, maybe sometimes you might go to 11, 12k, but where you need to basically concentrate at the minute is either boosting your 8k or the 10k. So on this particular one I've boosted 10k by up to 7 dB. So now basically the amount of boost you add here depends on the microphone you've used to record the song. So this is the mistake most home studios do when they watch maybe their favorite mixer adding 10k, 7k to their top range, or should I say high frequency. They go ahead start adding it to their one. If you're using a slightly cheap microphone, something like Rode NT1A or other microphone on that price bracket, they tend to sound very bright already. So if you add up to this amount of gain, it basically makes it sound metallic. No matter amount of the de-esser you add, it just doesn't remedy it. So I'll advise first listen to what you'll be mixing. If you are using a bright microphone, don't go boosting this much, maybe a dB or 2 here, and then don't bother pushing the next frequency, which is 4.5k. Just leave it flat. Where the magic happens actually is on the mid-range, because a lot of people mixing at home, they might end up maybe boosting 2k, 500 or something like that. Basically, you need to be deep in all your mid-range. If possible, push them up to 3 dB down, 6 dB at some time, depending on the mic as well. The trick I've used here is a dynamic push in that low end, but I've actually boosted it 2 dB. Even though it's been pushed down, but it keeps jumping up and down. That movement, obviously, that dynamic movement makes it feel like that low end is still there, even though it's not there. So without talking much, let's just listen to this in solo and I'll bypass each and every one for you to hear what it adds and what goes out.
ओए ना मेरा रोमियो लैला मेरी असीरनी सब मेरी एक्स तेरा जा मेरा वीर छड़दा मैं जिन्नों लोकी ना देंदे जूलियट नजर करम जिते कहंदे ओनू हीरनी ओए ना मेरा रोमियो लैला मेरी.
So I'm just gonna solo that band so you can hear the room tone that we were removing.
ओए ना मेरा रोमियो लैला मेरी असीरनी सब मेरी एक्स तेरा जा मेरा वीर छड़दा मैं जिन्नों लोकी ना देंदे जूलियट नजर.
So this EQ is basically equalizer 4 from Tone Boosters. It's a really good EQ. Basically, you can download it and use it in your production. They come free, although it will stay in demo mode, but I have not seen any limitation on it. So it basically runs every time you open it. It shows you if you want to activate the license or use it in demo mode. Just hit the demo and continue using. But if you intend to use this for profit, I will obviously advise you to go and buy it. It's not expensive and it's very good. So let's look into that high end.
छड़दा मैं जिन्नों
As you can hear how crisp that sound, that is where I'm accentuating. That's actually the frequency that I've pushed it 7 dB. Same as this mid-range, I've notched them by 3.5 dB.
ਓਏ ਨਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਰੋਮੀਓ ਲੈਲਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਅਸੀਰ ਨੀ ਸਭ ਮੇਰੀ ਐਕਸ ਤੇ ਰਾਂਝਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀਰ ਨੀ ਛੱਡਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨੂੰ ਲੋਕ
Basically, if you get your EQ to be in this bracket whereby you are filtering the lows, you know, deep in that low mid, obviously if you can use this trick that I've used here, which is using a dynamic to push that down, because removing that completely makes the vocal sound thin most times. So if you can use the dynamic here, that's fine, but if not, just dip it, but be very gentle here. Then all this mid, if you can push them down.
ਓਏ ਨਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਰੋਮੀਓ ਲੈਲਾ ਮੇਰੀ ਅਸੀਰ ਨੀ ਸਭ ਮੇਰੀ ਐਕਸ ਤੇ ਰਾਂਝਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀਰ ਨੀ ਛੱਡਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੰਨੂੰ ਲੋਕੀ ਨਾਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਜੂਲੀਅਟ ਨਜ਼ਰੇ ਕਰਮ ਜਿੱਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹੀਰ
As you can hear, once we bypass that EQ, the vocal gets buried, it gets lost in this mix. So there you go. If you have any question about this video or EQing in general, leave me a comment down below and please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.